I'll watch some TV. It'll help me to relax.
Welcome back to the Ren and Stimpy recap. Last week we talked about Space Dogged, and today we are taking a look at Feud for Sale.
And with these hands, I hold the fate of millions.
So for a change, we see some other stuff before the title card. Not a segment or anything, it's really just a starring card for the salesman. That helps the title card, which would have been very bland otherwise, and the title card is very bland, and then the music is kinda basic as well.
Thief! Give me back my money! Been a pleasure doing business with ya!
So this is gonna be a salesman focused episode, and I'm gonna be honest, this is one of those episodes where I'm not even sure if I ever saw it on my first watch of the show, cause there is a salesman focused episode?
What? Shoo!
The salesman pulls out the giant binocular thing. It's definitely called something else, but it seems like it has the same effects. He sees this. That was some really nice visuals for the feud zone. The salesman spots Abner and calls him the interesting specimen Homo stupidicus.
Another fine specimen. Moronicus inbredicus.
The salesman feels bad for the two for being engaged in their feud. Can I just say, as nothing is ringing a bell for me here, this is a good setup. We got 3 really fun characters.
And forcibly render aid to these underprivileged scum.
He says he will relieve them of their boredom, their dignity and their money. And then he runs up to Abner and does his howdy do neighbor thing.
Mr.
Abner is even dumber than usual. He pulls out his underwear and reads not the right letters at all, but still manages to get Abner dimwits.
That ain't no friend. That's Ewald's nitwit.
Abner says that once he finishes his stick, he is gonna finish the feud once and for all. The salesman pulls out his bag and says that this is his lucky day.
With your neighbors the old-fashioned way, when you can do it with a genuine Cobco.
He gives him a pointy stick. This amazes Abner, who does some really good faces. Probably gonna have to show them out of order because I have been getting my videos blocked for just using images.
Monetary compensation to settle.
I ain't got none of that.
He says he got a lot of money though. That's a good joke. I'm enjoying this episode a lot already, but I swear I gotta wait until I'm done with the whole season to take a look at my original ranking for season 5 and see if I actually missed this episode, cause I remember nothing.
Howdy, Grandpa.
Abner lore. He starts taking money from under the mattress and says it's $1 million, which, given his stupidity and the salesman's morality, probably accurate, but I don't think he can count that high.
Well, Mr. Dipwit, you'll be the envy of your friends.
I'm gonna try 'em out right now.
At least he got multiple sticks. Abner runs away with the sticks and the salesman calls him a loser, and next we cut to Ewald.
Psst.
Hey, buddy.
Now, what's good with him this episode? That was really well executed. He gives Ewald some actual binoculars and he sees this interesting image.
Check out your pal. Man, does he look sharp.
The salesman says that for only 36,000 bucks, Ewald can be the first owner of some genuine Cobco designer quality used fly paper. I feel kinda bad for just directly quoting the characters, but if they are not gonna let me show, like, barely any of the episode, what can I do really?
Now, don't steal all my retirement fund.
Goatwald tells his grandpa to not worry since he won't live long enough to retire. That's a fantastic joke. Wish I could have shown it because it had really good delivery.
Stupid, oh so stupid. I feel stupid and dumb and dumb.
The salesman emerges from a toilet and gives Abner a binocular thing. He sees this, lots of interesting shots in this episode.
Say, that ain't fair.
Face it, Abwalt, you're behind the times.
He starts whispering in Abner's ear. The faces are on point in this episode. I don't know what it is, but why is it just so good?
He's like a melody.
Hey, Mac. Better look next door.
Ewald sees Abner, who has covered himself in mousetraps and looks to be in very much pain. Gotta say, good job making effectful, painful imagery without having it be like disgusting to the audience as well.
You're not gonna let him out, do you? You don't want to be made fun of the way you look, do you, ugly?
I guess I do.
Would never think I would feel bad for Ewald and Abner. Abner sees Ewald in the beehive and just throws a bottle on his head and knocks him out.
With this! The Cobco Elephant Tosser!
The salesman is top tier instigator. Ewald is of course super excited and shoots the elephant straight at Abner, who has a secret weapon.
Oh, I got it! I got it!
Now why is this so funny? Also, is Cobco supposed to be a Wilbur Cobb reference? When they first said it I wasn't sure, but seeing the spelling I'm betting it is. The salesman pays the elephant commission as we see Abner is in his butt. Abner gets up and says that's all he can take.
Beginning to think this is some kind of hoax. I think you're
He can't quite find the word, but good on him for thinking at least. He says he thinks the salesman is taking the bandage off of him, which yet again, good joke.
Yep, just what I thought. Wasted my time on a loser. I was gonna help you win.
Gaslighting at its finest. The salesman is just a menace in this episode. Abner gets really mad when he gets compared to Ewald and even gets green.
Impulsively, ignoramus-like,
Abner starts crying and says he wants to be called a fancy word too. He asks the salesman to please sell him something so he can win.
This works, Mr. Salesman.
Oh, I assure you, guaranteed success!
They just went straight to nuclear warfare. The salesman starts flying the plane and spots the very convenient target sign for the house. The Nitwit house. I see where this is going. Ain't no way. At this point, it's not crazy to say that all SpongeBob fans must also be Ren and Stimpy fans. We see a crater where the two neighbors lie next to each other. I for sure thought that the Nitwit thing would mean that Abner was gonna bomb his like own house, but I'm guessing they just bombed everything.
He's nothing but a couple of fools.
That city feller sure cleaned us out, didn't he?
Poor idiots. They get up, and Abner says that they ain't got nothing left to be jealous for. And Ewald says they are gonna have to be pals again.
The feud is over.
The salesman says it's not enough for him to make a lot of money, but to bring sunshine to this place really makes his day. I'm sensing a catch here.
Well, my work here is done. I must move on to greener pastures. Well, old salt.
He drives away into the sunset, with the mattress, Abner's grandpa, a lot of money, and I'm guessing not Ewald's grandpa, because that man was huge. And that's how the episode ends. So that was Feud for sale. A very nice surprise. If you would have told me a few weeks back that an episode with the salesman terrorizing Abner and Ewald, with Ren and Stimpy not appearing even once, would be better than a space episode, I would probably believe you, since the Scotsman in space already was kind of a disappointment, but still, this is the funniest episode in a while. Like, there was actually a lot of good gags and just funny scenarios in general. The only 3 characters, except for the grandpas being the salesman and the 2 nitwits, surprisingly ended up working out really well. Or I won't even say surprisingly, because to me, these 3 were already some of my favorite characters in the show, and they all went up after this. Their dynamic was just really fun to watch, and I liked the story as well. Like, yeah, he robbed them of everything, but I mean, it's a good ending for them anyway. Like, they don't care about the money and stuff. Like, I mean, they're friends again, and the salesman gets his cut. I mean, it's a torture episode, but it's not a bad one. Fun fact: this is the final episode where Ren and Stimpy don't appear, and spoiler warning, the last episode where Abner and Ewald appears, which is really sad to hear. I'm hoping for them to return in the reboot. All in all, a good episode. Join me next week where we are taking a look at Hair of the Cats.
Goodbye, folks.